Hey guys, welcome back to RL Design Innovation. My name's Brian, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful summer, that they're out of the workshop, having a picnic, having a barbecue, swimming, whatever, and having fun. So today we're going to do a project. I've been renovating my pool area, and in the ground, dug underneath a couple of feet, this was there, a piece of slate. What I've done is I cleaned it up, put a couple coats of clear lacquer on it, and I'm going to engrave on this to make a nice little platter to put by our barbecue area. Maybe we'll put a tic-tac-toe board on here somewhere, some fun verbiage, a couple of prints, and then we'll have a nice serving platter. So let's get over the workstation so we can design it, engrave it, and call it a project. Let's go. We're in LightBurn 2.02, which just released the other day. I put the back side of the slate on here, and as you can see, I did a burn test, an array, just to see what is best. And I end up engraving this at layers. Speed is 300, power is 45. Now, what I've done in the past, because I know I've said in the past when using the camera system, you have to first do on the laser tools a calibration of the material, which is doing the calibrate camera alignment. I've done one for about 18 millimeters in the past. I saved it. This piece of slate is about 17, so it's close enough. And as you can see, it came out exact. It came out really good. Let me move that out of the way. And there you go. That was engraved. Again, I did this material test before, and then I just did the text on here, and you saw how perfectly aligned it was. And that's the beauty of once you do an alignment per material thickness, you export it again. You go over here, export camera settings, you save it with that thickness, so you have it for the future. I just wanted to show you this. The next step for this is I'll put a clear coat on the back of the slate. I'm going to turn this over. I already done that for the front piece. We'll design something, and then we'll engrave it, and then I'll show you how we have a nice piece for your barbecue area from something that was under the ground. Okay, I flipped it over, and as you can see, the sheen is on here. I'm going to take the text I did from before. I'm keeping that layer now. I'm just going to change the text. I think that's pretty cool. Do the barbecue. Maybe we'll do an all capital letters. What do you think? Let's see how that looks. And right here is going to be, you can make that a little bigger. I think we're going to change the font. We put it right above it. As you can see, there's a little slash in here. And then we can put some decorations. But what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to add in this corner a little crosshair for tic-tac-toe. So I'm going to put a piece of chalk next to it so people can play tic-tac-toe while they're waiting for the barbecue to get done. Let me pick a font. I want a different font for this. Again, I double-clicked it, and I have it set so when you double-click within LightBurn, it brings up the font. Let me go through and pick one, and we'll come right back. Now, one of the things I want you to look at and pay attention is I put this white piece of block in here. Because if you remember, there's only a certain amount of engraving size that we can do on the Xtool S1. So I want to center the barbecue pit in the middle of this slate, which is bigger than the engraving area. So what I've done is I put this white block here to represent a certain spacing from the left side. And where this T comes out of the word pit, you can look where this is right here. So that way I get approximately the same spacing on both sides. I mean, I can't zoom out because we are at the width of what the engraver can do. And beyond that is probably about I would say about 2-3 inches beyond this white block. So we have to interpolate. I'm not measuring, I'm just doing this quickly from eye. If I want to be exact, I'd measure over here and then ensure to the right of this we have the right space. I think this looks good. So let me get this going, and then I want to put some graphics on here, and again I want to put in here that tic-tac-toe board. All right, now I'm going to add some other text in here. I'm going to put underneath Control C, Control V. I'm going to put over here. I'm going to double click this. I'm going to put Brian and Jay, my wife. Funny story is my middle name is Jay, J-A-Y, and it just turned out where my wife's name is J-A-Y-E. So I thought that was pretty funny when we were dating. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to see, this should be approximately middle of this. I'm going to go, it should probably go below the line. Now I'm going to add in here, maybe some animals, a tic-tac-toe board. Okay, I brought in a tic-tac-toe board that I had on my drive. And I'm thinking, I'm going to put it right here. Now I'm going to bring in maybe an image of a cow or something, something fun. Let me look up some. And we'll bring some in. Okay, so I brought in imagery. You'll see I brought in the flames. I brought in a little person. I then copied the person and just reversed it, put it on the right side. I also brought a tic-tac-toe board in. What I did with all these images is when I brought them in, I right-clicked on the image and I used the trace function as I showed you in other videos. This eliminates dithering and I want it to act as a fill. It's a little faster, and you have a little more control over the power that way, and it becomes darker, especially when you're engraving. I also reverse the slate around later, and I do another tic-tac-toe board on the other side of the flames where there's not one there. The reason I had to rotate the slate board is because the Xtool S1 laser can only engrave a certain distance. It has a limitation. So I had to bring that side over and then engrave that. We finished the project. What I've done is I put a clear coat over the engraving, the flat lacquer. I also put a coating in the back. You can see I put my name. This is where I did the test of the engraving, and I put these little, I don't know if you can see, let me see if you can see, I put these little risers so that when I put this down on a glass table, it doesn't scratch. You can see it's a pretty thick piece of slate, and this is how it came out. I also put another tic-tac-toe board on the other side just to balance it out. And it was a fun project. I hope you learned something. I had some fun with this. And it shows you could take what you find in your yard, it may be buried deep, you could turn it into something that you can use every day. Till next time, everybody, thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks so much, everyone. Speak to you soon.